Speaking of frauds, I'm just going to say, I don't know if I share this with you guys. You ever heard of a guy named Kaiser?
Sounds familiar.
This guy, right, is commonly known as Kaiser. His name's Carlos Raposo. He's a Brazilian con artist and former footballer who played as a striker, through the 80s or whatever.
Yeah, and he faked an entire career without playing a game.
Entire career.
Yeah, I know this story. Yeah, I know this story. Yeah.
Dude, I read about it.
He finally got found out right at the end, or he got found out.
Yeah, but he still played, like, it was the entire time.
He was always injured.
Okay, I'll tell you what it is, yeah? I thought this was amazing, man, how he managed to do this, right? So he never actually played a regular game. The closest occurrence of him actually getting to a game, he copped a red card while warming up. So, like, someone got injured in the final stages of some game, so it's like, oh, shit, we've got to get him on. So he's, like, warming up, and he got into an altercation with someone in the crowd or something, and they red carded him while he was warming up. Yeah. To get on.
I think he looked like a player, if I'm not mistaken.
He looked like Franz Beckenbauer.
Yeah, and so he used that to his advantage. This is before, like, social, like, internet or so. It was like you had to call dude on the other side of the world.
Proper reporting and structure.
Like, so here it is, So he started his career at Botafogo, then moved to Flamengo. In 79, he impressed some scouts of, like, another team during a training session, and he signed to this club. And then he was released after playing, after 3 months.
What was his name? Sorry, one more time.
Carlos Kaiser is what they called him. So he was released by this club, right? Hadn't played a game with him, but he ends up getting released. Goes back to Brazil and began a career as a fast footballer since he wanted to be a footballer but did not want to play football. So he became friends with, like, Carlos Torres and, like, all these other players that had big networks and recommend him whenever he needed to transfer a new club. He had a physique that was pretty similar to, like, footballers, but he just didn't have skills, right? So he'd sign a short contract stating that he was lacking match fitness, so that he would spend the first weeks only with, like, physical training, where he'd be good at training, right? Then when he had to train with other players, he'd, like, feign a hamstring injury or something like that. Technology at the time wasn't good enough to pick up on this sort of shit. Then he had a dentist who claimed he had a focal infection whenever any club wanted to go further. By this point, he'd stay a few more months training and then without actually being exposed. Another one would be to befriend journalists so they would write fictional stories about him being some gun. Yeah. Right? It was reported he has such a great time at Puebla that he was even invited to become a Mexican citizen to play for the national team.
Didn't he get signed by, like, Barca or Real Madrid?
Hang on. He used to use toy mobile phones and have, like, which were expensive and uncommon at the time, to create fake conversations in foreign languages to make it seem like he's talking to other clubs about transfers so people would double down on his contract. He hasn't played a single game. He's turned up to training and gotten injured at best. Yeah? And then he goes, this guy pretended to speak English to buy himself more time at a club, then discovered by a club doctor who was fluent in English. So he rejoined Flamengo, stayed a few months with the same injury scam. Then he claimed that he played in Argentina, and then it was brought in by some random fake dude and claiming he was part of the squad that won, like, the 84 Copa Libertadores and the 84 International Cup, portraying himself as Carlos Enrique, this Argentinian who was, like, actually a player. So his name was Carlos Kaiser. He made it out that he was actually Carlos Enrique. He moved to Europe and joined, like, a French Division 2 team. We had a mate playing. At the presentation, the club arranged a training session with fans, and afraid of being caught, he shot all the balls to the crowd while kissing the club's badge. So he didn't even try and crack a goal at training, open training. He just punted the balls in the crowd and blew kisses and just, fooled around or whatever as a fan favorite.
Like a charmer, yeah.
Yeah. And then he's, again, found journalist. He was barely played at the club, returned to Brazil, then friends with journalists, again, wrote great articles about him being some top goal scorer, like, overseas and all that sort of stuff. Then a mate of him actually outed him and said he never actually went to Corsica and played. The two of them took photographs of Kaiser wearing one of the jerseys that gave to him as a present. And then he used it as proof to forge a player ID card as his time in France. Back in Brazil, joins another club, same injury scam. The club's major sponsor got tired of seeing him at training. So during one match, the sponsor told the coach to play him because the team was 2-0. So as he's sent to warm up, saw a group of supporters shouting abuse at the player, so he started a fight with them, got a red card, and then got booted. Given a 6-month extension on his contract because he made up some excuse. Said that the club said the supporters were calling him a thief or something, so they forgave him for the red card and just gave him a contract extension. He had a spell at Fluminense as well.
Wasn't it the head of the actual team that pulled a gun on him and said you're going to play or something?
I don't know. I can't say anything about that. But it just says, together with his injury scam, again used toy mobiles to pretend to reject offers from other clubs. It was later joined Vasco da Gama, which is a good team. Signed to help a teammate to overcome an alcohol problem as he did not drink and had a reputation of being a good person.
How'd they figure him out, though? I forgot.
I don't know. I think he just stopped.
I sent the link to the video of the documentary on him on the group chat.
The greatest football scammer.
That channel there, Daily Dose of Football, he does a lot of docos on, like, just all stories of soccer players. So, like, you know, the rise and fall of, like, Adriano or Ronaldo or whoever. 20 players come and gone.
26 years, 11 clubs, 0 games played. The closest he got to was getting a red card during warm-up. Can you imagine going for 26 years?
He must have made a killing, though.
These are all clubs in Europe and Brazil. How do you get it? How can you imagine what kind of, like, finesse and charisma and savvy you would need to pull that off?
And to get the clubs to trust you without even questioning what you're saying.
Dude, turning up to training and just doing training at bare minimum.
Proving it.
Yeah, like, I mean, now you could just do a search, like, bang, all right, who is this dude? Oh, okay, he's a nobody.
Do you have a LinkedIn?
Yeah. Let's pull him up on Football Manager.
What are your stats?
I thought it was interesting, man. Like, 26 years is a long career in any field. How do you get away with it without anyone just once questioning, saying, I've never seen this guy actually play soccer?
We don't even have 26 years of career experience from any of us. Like, straight 26. No.
No.
No. We're not at that point yet.
And how many times you chopped and changed, you had to prove and dance to get a new job? I'm at the process of it now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you hear about it all the time, about, like, pilots that fake licenses, get through training, basic training, all that sort of shit. How does it happen? It still happens now, yeah? Surely. There's got to be, like, pilots with 0 hours experience that somehow get through the cracks.
Well, remember I told you about that pilot where he faked all his resume, and then when he went to fly the plane, his very first flight, he pressed the button, and the co-pilot realised he wasn't a pilot.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's like no pilot would ever press that button.
Yep.
It's like an emergency button, so you don't press it just before takeoff.
Do you reckon you could bluff your way into, like, a high-profile job or a high-position seat somewhere with a CV you've made up with a bunch of dummy leads? You know, like, there's a phone number that, you know, to a reference for a professor at a university. It happens to be me, you know. Do you reckon even in today's day and age you could get that far? Or do you reckon they'd vet it to the point where...
It'd take a lot of work. You probably could, but it would take a lot of work.
It depends also on the person you're dealing with. Some people, they'll let it slip.
You reckon?
Yeah, some like receptionists or administration are probably like slack, though they hate their job or they're tired. Send it through.
Send it through. I don't know, I'm always fascinated with the con artists that seem to do more illustrious, elaborate careers out of nothing than people that actually just go in and do the grind and just forgotten about. Well, it's like soccer players and footy players, yeah? You call them shit on the field, but if they were playing at any local level club, they'd be incredible.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I mean, there's elite and then there's not elite. But they're trying to balance it all out, you know, make everyone elite.
That's the point. You're in the top percentage of humans on the planet. That's what makes you a professional. You're an athlete.
Did you see Jake Paul with his fight against Tyson?
Oh, did it go through?
Oh, it's going to happen.
Oh, it is definitely going to happen.
Yeah.
I've seen the memes.
The memes are hilarious, man.
They are hilarious.
They're fighting with 16-ounce gloves, so essentially big pillows on their hands.
That's for Paul's benefit.
Yeah, they kept making all these jokes about how, that's so Tyson doesn't kill him, like at the first punch. It's 2-minute rounds, which will be in Tyson's favour because obviously his stamina's not going to be as good as Paul's. A bunch of rules, man. There's no
Tyson
judges.
Said he was never going to fight again, like even for exhibitions.
There's no judges. The only way it'll end is if there's a knockout. Otherwise, it's a draw. If it's a knockout,
he must be getting paid a lot of money.
Squillions.
Oh, it'd be ridiculous, yeah.
But they say that with Jake Paul, it's like if he loses, he lost to an old man who's like 60. If he wins, he beat up an old man.
I wonder what the odds are.
But this old man is Tyson.
It's Tyson. I don't know. What do you reckon? Do you reckon? Because, I mean, boxing is something where you lose dexterity. Strength is the last thing to go.
How old would he be now, Tyson?
60.
How old was Holyfield when he retired? Because he was still boxing well into his 60s.
Yeah, he had a fight. He had like a late fight. He got absolutely smashed. I think it was in his late 40s, I think.
Tyson still moves, though. I've seen some training.
Tyson had a fight a couple of years ago with Roy Jones Jr. They both fought at like middleweight or whatever it was. And like, it was a nice exhibition because they were both champions. Jake Paul's not a champion.
Jake Paul's just a schmuck.
Yeah, he's a YouTuber.
He's also not 60, though.
Well, that's what they're saying. Like physically, he's got a physical, the makeup of a boxer, but he's not Tyson.
How hard can he punch compared to Tyson's?
Well, that's what they were showing. They were showing videos of like Jake Paul at 16, and he's miming like TikTok videos in his bedroom. Then there's Tyson 16
at the
with
Olympics,
Customato, literally training and like knocking people out.
Yeah.
So it's like,
but I mean, like that's a ripe age.
What?
That's like bone deterioration has begun.
But that's what they say.
The trainer for Tyson, though, is a UFC trainer from what I've been reading.
I don't know.
He's a UFC trainer, and he's like, these punches are hard. Because you know how they're practicing.
They say that strength is the last thing to go, so your strength's probably still there, but your chin goes because you're older and you've got less, density, basically. But we're talking about Tyson, who was like a killer.
He's a tree trunk.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So he's not your average old man down the street.
Seamer would just take a couple punches, like good hits of Tyson to just floor him.
Do you reckon?
Solid punches.
Jake Paul's knocked out nearly everyone he's fought, though. The only person he lost to...
Who has he fought?
Well, that's the other thing they're saying. The only person he lost to was Jake Fury, Tyson Fury's nephew or cousin or whatever he is, and he lost to on points. He didn't get knocked out. That's the only person, but he's also the only boxer he's actually fought.
Well, that's what I was about to say. Like, I could box children and say, like, I've won every match.
Imagine John boxing children.
I can, actually.
just holding them when they're swinging. Can't touch me. Can't touch me.
Boosh. I could just see a Spartan kick when he's done with it. He's like, I'm over this.
I don't know. Do you reckon... Okay, here's the question, though. Is this a spectacle we should be entertaining? Jake Paul's like 27, 28.
If he gets floored, yes.
Yeah, but you don't know what's going to happen. I'm just saying.
Well, that's why you can...
should they be
make that decision in retrospect after it happens.
Should they be giving this any energy whatsoever?
Probably not.
Probably not.
The most people are saying this is an embarrassment to the sport. Like you're making a mockery out of it. It's just an exhibition that means nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not like they're even two retired old fighters. You know what I mean? They just want to have one last fight for whatever reason. Whether it's for charity or whatever.
They're selling tickets. That's all it is at this point. It doesn't even matter anymore.
It's on Netflix.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. It's going to be streamed on Netflix.
Oh, the deal on that must be massive.
Yeah. I can't imagine what
Floppity jillions.
Yeah. And one of them's obviously, they probably already had a little chat in the background, I'm sure.
they would have had to.
Oh, I'm going to put this much, you put that much. All right, let's do it.
But that's the thing. If Jake Paul knocks Tyson out, he knocked out an old man. And if he gets knocked out, he got knocked out by an old man.
Yeah.
That's
but
a
that
lose-lose.
old man would be Tyson. It's not.
You're still fighting an old man.
Yeah, but it's Tyson. It's not like it's Robbie Smith from down at 7-Eleven.
My question is, why isn't he fighting someone who's an actual fighter, current, like, you know, that would give him a fight?
Because he can't.
It's like Francis Ngannou that fought...
oh, yeah.
What's his name? The English guy.
Yeah.
Fuck, what's his name?
I know, I was watching it as well.
I always forget his name.
Yeah.
I love watching him as a boxer. I keep forgetting his fucking name.
I think I've still got it.
He got knocked out in the second round?
I think I said third round. He got knocked out in the third round.
No, I don't think they made it to third round. I thought it was second.
Was it at the end of second? It was really close to third.
Yeah. Anthony Joshua.
Oh, Anthony Joshua, yeah.
He got knocked out. Hang on, 0-1. When did he get knocked out? Round 2. It was round 2 when he got knocked out. He got knocked out in first round and then he got knocked out in the second one as well. Or the other way, like both in the second round. So, dude, Ngannou was like a UFC fighter.
Okay.
Right? Who crossed over into boxing. If you see him, he's like a fucking specimen, man. Built like a brick shithouse. His first fight was against Tyson Fury, who's the current heavyweight champion. He had to give up his belt, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Right?
Why do you have to give up his belt?
I think he gave it up because of inactivity. Or maybe he's still got it.
Isn't that the
retained
dude
it.
who lifts?
No.
do
This
you
is
mean?
Tyson Fury.
Isn't that the guy that lifted all that weight and the blood was coming out of his nose?
No.
What was his name?
Eddie Hall.
Oh,
That's the world's strongest man. Yeah. No, Tyson Fury
Tyson,
is...
he's been in some of Eddie Hall's videos, I think.
Okay.
Tyson Fury's a massive, bald...
Yeah, he's
huge.
like the king of the
what weight
gypsies.
class?
Heavyweight.
Okay.
Tall, like he's tall, right? Like tall as anything, and he moves quick. He's nimble. Like he's got a really good boxing IQ. Great comeback story. Had depression, fell off like the thing, and then came back and won it all basically. Anyway, this guy's first fight, this UFC fighter's first fight was against Tyson Fury, and he went like the distance. He actually knocked him down, right? But Tyson Fury just won on points, more collective, better IQ, whatever, right? and they say that Tyson Fury didn't take the fight seriously enough.
Was
right?
this an exhibition?
Yeah, no, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. And they're like, good on him for like taking on the world's best in his first fight, and he did really well. Like, he actually did knock down the champ. Anthony Joshua comes in, and he's been like, he's a great fighter, good record, had a few sketchy losses, blah, 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 and basically came in to just say, no, let's just do this and do it right, yeah? Knocked him out in the second round. Clinical, like...
He got knocked out.
Ngannou, the UFC
so
fighter.
he lost.
He lost.
Yeah.
So, if you see the fight, Joshua's full IQ, like he's not flailing, he's just like literally clinical boxing, straight right, like timed it perfectly, bang, it knocked this big beast on his ass. That was it. Done.
Yeah.
And he's saying he stepped in with two of the world's best. Yeah, he stood up. But that's a dude that's active in his prime fitness against another dude that's active in his prime fitness. Regardless of the crossover, this guy did train properly, and he's taken on men of his caliber, like technically. Yeah. He's not looking for 60-year-old boxers to work his way in.
I think the thing you've got to keep in mind is that these are YouTubers who are just bored, and they're doing this to get money. They're not doing it
he doesn't need money.
No, he's worth, what's he worth? Jake Paul. He's got his own crypto, doesn't he?
But this is what they're doing out of boredom.
Prime alone is...
No, that's the other one, isn't it?
That's Jake Paul.
Jake Paul is currently worth $80 to $110 million.
The other brother, what's the other one that's wrestling? Isn't it
Logan Paul?
Isn't it his company, Prime?
I thought it was Jake Paul's company.
No, I thought it was the other one.
All the like UFC guys and all the fighters and stuff are wearing the Prime logos.
Logan Paul owns
Prime.
Yeah.
Oh.
The range is promoted and founded by YouTubers and internet personalities Logan Paul and KSI. I don't know who KSI is.
That's the rapper from England.
Yeah.
With the dreadies.
I don't know. Who actually owns Prime? Although Logan Paul and KSI are the celebrity faces, they are not the sole owners. Prime brand is owned by Prime Hydration LLC, subsidiary of Congo Brands, blah, 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 run by Max Clemens, some other names.
Oh, okay.
They own 20%. The other guys own 50% of the brand. They own 20% each, so that's 90. And then leaves 10% to,
shareholders.
Investors
what's it called? Public. Yeah. What's Prime?
It's sports drink. Okay. It's classified by them as a sports drink.
Okay, here we go.
A hydration.
Is Prime drink healthy? Furthermore, Prime hydration drink includes additives like sulfamine potassium, which is an artificial sweetener, and potassium phosphate, a food additive used as a stabilizer. These additives have been associated with potential health risks, including allergic reactions and disturbances in kidney function.
Yep.
Is that all? I thought he was going to say cancer.
Probably.
Cancer of the balls.
Has it got colour? I think it's got colour in it.
It burns.
It's got too much caffeine, apparently. That's one thing. It's banned in New Zealand.
A car was on auto, a Tesla, while it was on the freeway, whatever. The driver didn't even have hands on the wheels, and they were just on their phone. And the car was in auto, and it just merged lane or whatever, and it killed a guy on a bike. And then they've come out and said, no matter how much they keep saying it's an auto car, it's never going to be an auto car.
You're supposed to be in control at a second.
Because that's what happens. People take advantage of that. Like, it's auto. I can do what I want. I can sleep. I can eat. I can put makeup on. I can be on my phone, whatever.
You had to say makeup. I know you had to say makeup.
Well, I've got to cover both genders.
Do you know there's... I know you're not going to like this, but...
Why do you preface it like that?
There's a...
And why are you pointing at me either?
There's a porn studio.
Oh, okay.
I mean, are you happy now? There's a porn studio that are making, like,
porn
Okay.
in Teslas on autopilot. So
Really?
they're sitting in the front seat.
That is so dangerous.
It's stupid. It's the dumbest thing ever.
Someone's going to die soon.
Oh, I hope so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you never seen a Bang Bus video before?
Someone's driving the Bang Bus. Albeit they're probably jerking off to the back, what's going on in the back, but they're still driving the Bang Bus. They're not sitting in the driver's seat, like, getting...
With the camera.
Some chick, like, no, the camera's, like, on the passenger side, so everything's being filmed across, and no one's paying attention.
By the name, I already assume I think I know what it is. I'm assuming they would just be driving around the block constantly.
Just
it looks like they're on a highway.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
What does it all come to?
Yeah,
Well.
it's bad.
Well, they always did porn of someone filming someone doing something while the car's driving. Why does it have to be remoteless now? Like, as in... What's the difference?
It's
I'll tell you
dangerous.
what, if that car brakes suddenly, she's going through the windscreen. Like, there's no doubt about that.
Wouldn't you be liable, though? Like, if that happens? I mean, you wouldn't be you're doing something that's dangerous in a car that you're clearly not meant to be doing while you're driving.
Yeah.
Well, they've got logs.
No, but I'm saying that TAC, if that happened in Melbourne, let's say, TAC wouldn't cover you
No, of
like
course
in an
not.
accident.
No.
'Cause
No.
that's willfully dangerous.
Although these days,
Because you have to put a claim forward with TAC.
What happened?
What happened?
We were having sex in an automated car, and then it failed to stop.
Why did the passenger go through the windscreen completely nude
Well, they were holding a tripod at the time
with an external foreign object
and a ring light
inserted as well?
Can you imagine that court case? Your Honour.
Of the supposed jury.
Where did I get this? This videotape? Anyway. All right, go on about your HDMI thing.
Okay, so HDMI. So you know the brand Roku?
Uh-huh.
It's not a particularly big brand, but it's like a brand.
I don't know
It's
it.
out there.
What is it?
It's like a cheap, I wouldn't say cheap, it's like on the budget side, but not dirt cheap. Like,
Is it cheap, John?
it's not, yes, it's cheap, but it's not like cheap, like $2 shop cheap. It's like your budget option at
it's not like
JB.
you're going to get electrocuted if you touch it or plug it in.
But it's like
Why
your,
would a HDMI cable electrocute you? There's got no electricity running through it. You just said it's not going to electrocute you.
Yeah.
Why would a HDMI cable ever electrocute
there should be
you?
still currents running through it.
You don't get electrocuted from a HDMI cable.
Depends how much current is in there.
Come on, man. Seriously. Anyway,
it'll be like on the bottom, it'll be like middle shelf at JB. You know, like it's not dirt
Okay.
cheap and it's not top brand. It's just like lower, it's like lower middle budget brand. Okay. So it's
Okay.
like an entry level. So they've apparently put a patent through that they're trying to push through that basically that when
Cable can draw up to 300 milliamps from a 5-volt supply source.
is that enough to electrocute you?
I don't know. I'm just saying it has current through it.
Yeah, all right, but everything has current through it.
So Roku is releasing their own line of HDMI cables, and apparently they're putting this technology in it, which is a patent that they've put forward, so that once you plug,
No.
yeah, essentially that's the answer.
That's what I said. It's what I've been saying this the whole time.
No, but I said there's a current. You're like, there's no electricity through it. Of course there's electricity through it.
Yeah, but your human body's a conductor. It takes current every
Trust
time you
me,
zap yourself.
Have you seen that dude on like Insta and YouTube where he's like an electrician and he's just always electrocuting himself?
Boom,
yeah,
something.
I think it's
Electro
Lebanese
boom.
or something like that. And he's like, let's see what this can do. And he's just like,
It's pretty
why,
funny.
why would you do that?
He's a very smart dude. You can tell. Like, he's an engineer or something.
He's electrocuting himself.
No.
and it's like, a handmade taser. Like, he saw that one, yeah? Oh, what happens when he lowers his hand? Let's show. And then he does it. He's like,
so
tases himself.
He's saying the funny parts, but a lot of the video is educational.
Don't do what Danny doesn't.
He's basically showing, like, he's putting a spin on education. He's making it funny, and he's saying, like, he'll take viral videos, for example, of people doing stupid shit, and he'll put it to the test.
He's like
in
that,
some of
you know,
his
that
videos.
Lewis Rossman dude that I showed you? He's
No.
like that guy that fixes Macs and he does them dirt cheap and like he's against all that. Like,
how he's against-
right to repair crap
Yeah,
and all that.
yeah, I remember that.
Actually, incidentally, this is where I found this topic from. So like Roku's introduced a patent for an HDMI cable. So you buy one of the HDMIs, and so if this goes through and other companies pick up on it, they might start introducing into their HDMIs. It's like unique technology. Basically, once you plug in the HDMI into your TV and into whatever you want to plug it into, once you turn on the TV, as soon as it detects that HDMI is inserted, you'll be greeted with terms and conditions. Terms and conditions need to be accepted in order to go forward. Once it goes forward, basically every time the HDMI detects that you pause the TV, you'll be greeted with ads.
Wow.
There's going to be an ad, a HDMI
into
cable
the HDMI.
built into the HDMI cable.
Surely there's going to have internet connection in that cable
You'd need
to
internet
pull.
to make the
Because
ads
it would
relevant.
pick up on it from within the TV.
Yeah, so you'd have to have a smart TV,
Yeah.
and you'd have to have an internet connection.
Yeah.
Why would you feed ads into a HDMI cable?
So people can make money. So other companies can make more money. I remember that time, this is going back a few years ago now, probably 3-4 years ago, there was like that Cinex, whatever it was. I remember I had told you, and it was like some sort of player.
Oh, yeah.
It was going to have
Is it the one where if you
it
had
would detect how
people on
many
the
people in the
couches?
room?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There'd be a webcam facing your couch.
Yeah.
And if there was more than enough people, you had to pay more for the
Yeah,
subscription.
you'd have to, like, you got 5 people in
You
the room.
couldn't leave the
pay.
TV on just playing in the background. You had to have active patrons.
These companies are always looking for ways to get more money. So if they could patent this and then they can get it to go forward, then what's stopping Sony and all these other companies that have HDMIs to buy tech?
I think all that would do is just pump the counterfeit market even harder and the cheap and nasty.
Yeah.
You can buy a HDMI cable worth $50, $100. It's gold plated and fucking titanium and blah, blah, blah. Just go to the $2 shop and buy one for $5. It does the same thing.
But that's the thing though. This Roku isn't a high tier brand. It's like budget brand. So, people who are buying budget wouldn't even be aware. Like, hey, once that tech is sold, it's patented, and then people start using it, pay to use it. What's stopping the $2 ones and the $100 ones from using it?
My question is you could put ads in there and all that sort of shit. Where are people finding money to pay for all this? Essentially, they're squeezing us for more and more. Everything we do, things that were free back in the day, now we pay for, and in abundance, yeah? Like the tolls on roads, yeah? They said that the tolls would be on, the CityLink for 10 years until it was paid off. It's been 20, nearly 30. We're still paying it off, right? We've well paid it off, but now we're just paying for it. Eastlink, 10 years, they said. It's been over nearly 20. We're still paying Eastlink and through the nose. One trip up to Campbellfield from my joint is $10 each way.
Well, now they're trying to push for limited driving areas in cities and stuff now, aren't they?
Yeah, they want to make more.
But they've done it in the UK. Like, if you drive into the city now with a car that has a certain sized engine in it, you'll be charged a fee.
Yeah, they want to. They already do that in the state in Europe as far as car registration. The size of your CCs and stuff has a higher rego. So my car would get taxed out of the arse because it's 3.6 or whatever it is, 6-cylinder car. Whereas as opposed to Fiat, that's like a 1 litre engine. You know what I mean? They want to say that they want to do that with in Australia. Yeah. Anyone driving like the F50s and the big fuck off size utes, they take up 2 parking spaces on the street, cause more damage to the road, blah, 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 fuel emissions, this and that. They want to charge more for people to bring them over. Do you agree with that?
No.
Why?
Because you're already paying for all that stuff within your registration.
Yeah, but you're driving a car that's physically creating more, is occupying more space.
Doesn't matter.
I think the argument's actually pretty sound, but I'd have to think about it. But I think that argument is sound. More damage to the road, heavier vehicle, that's true. Taking up more parking spots, that's true. Probably polluting the air more, that's true. There's a whole bunch of things
But how many Mercs and Beamers and assholes in, Beamers that are just parking in 2 spots already as it is?
But that's different.
But that's arrogance.
That's arrogance. It's not in consideration.
That's not a constructed from factory thing that you're deciding to do. And plus, they would probably get a parking ticket.
They would.
Yeah.
They would. They'd still get a parking ticket.
Yeah.
But what if you have a massive F50 with 4 wheels at the back as opposed to 2, the massive tray, all that sort of shit?
I don't think our urbanization, whatever you call it, what do you call it? Like our what do you call it? Like I can't think of the word. Like not population, like in Europe, because they're small cities, they're limited for space. We've got a massive country. Our cities are massive compared to other cities.
Dude, I live in South Bank.
Yeah.
Do you know how frustrating it is when these idiots in 4-wheel drives, everyone buys an X5 Beamer, everyone has a fucking massive F50 or what are the Tritons?
Take it to the companies. The companies are the ones that do perfect marketing.
You're not listening to what I'm saying.
No, I get what you're saying.
Do you know how frustrating it is when you see them ducking in and out of side streets in the CBD? Not indicating, not doing shit, just sitting there, just taking up space and all that sort of shit. It's just, you're thinking of Australia, the land, the big burnt country that's huge. Yeah, but the infrastructure in the CBD is tight as fuck. I'm on my bike half the time.
It's always high density in the city.
Yeah, it's high density.
Oh, that's the word I was thinking, high density, thank you.
Yeah. Do you know, often I take my bike specifically, I want to take the tram, I'll take the bike specifically to just do chores and errands in and around the city just because I can't be bothered parking, Or a scooter. I'll take a scooter. I'll pay $6 to just take a scooter because I can't be stuffed. I legit can't be stuffed.
Yeah.
Out here, you don't have scooters. You don't have that problem because it's the burbs. The roads are still wide. You can park wherever.
I don't know. I think we're punishing people for just driving their cars when that's not the issue. I think we're becoming over policed and over what do you call it? Over sanctioned.
I don't disagree with that. I think we are over sanctioned in some retrospect to like logical shit. But there has to be you can't just buy a monster truck and drive it on the street because you can.
No, but now you're using the extreme argument. Nobody's buying monster trucks and driving them down.
But these things may as well be.
But they're not.
I am slightly biased to his point because my first car accident was because of a truck like that, a six-wheeled.
And the worst part is,
a ute.
A lot of these people don't know how to drive these things.
Yeah.
It takes skill, man.
Yeah.
They're just getting amped up and they buy these fuck-off ute.
Yeah.
It's like you're not even a tradie, man. You're an accountant.
Yeah.
Why are you driving a Triton? You know what I mean? Never done a road test in his life, like as in like one of your ones, a safety awareness test that you used to go to the Arty days.
Yeah.
Never done one of them.
It's funny you mentioned that. That actually came up today, 10 years ago today.
Oh, you did it? You had the jacket? I think about that jacket a lot, man.
Fresh-faced Andy.
Yeah.
Got my little lanyard.
Not expensive enough.
Do you have that lanyard as well?
Yeah, I have it at home.
Nice.
And a little certificate saying that I passed the safety.
And that thing's worth absolutely nothing.
Absolutely.
It's my prized possession. It's going to be a family heirloom.
Yeah. I'm the only one that's a drive in the family.
Gives it to his son one day. He goes, "So look what I got back in 2010, 14. What? We have hovercrafts now. I don't know what you're talking about, man." I thought autopilot.
Fly too low.
I think it's funny, man. Like, I think, especially cleaning out my house, I saw a lot of the old tech and stuff. I threw out, dude, I was saying to a mate today, when I did the move, I purged a lot, yeah. Still got more to go to, but I purged a lot, and I was being indiscriminate. Like, nah, I haven't seen this for years. Like, gone. One thing that fell out of the cupboard onto my feet, and it infuriated me, was a VGA converter.
Oh,
dude, like a little VGA to DVI converter. I'm like, why do I have this? I have not seen
emergencies
VGA screen in years, right? In the bin, man. Like, couldn't throw it hard.
He walks away 5 minutes later. Yeah, but I might need it.
Did you throw it out? I could actually use it.
No, I threw it out.
Yeah.
I think I have one.
I'm pretty sure I've got one somewhere in here, in that cupboard.
I've still got my monitor from like 15 years ago, which is like the second monitor. And it's like, you got the nice one to the right.
Yeah,
and then the backup, which is just like, eh.
Yeah, but dude, like in this room, right?
Yeah.
That was my old man's old TV. That was an old monitor that you gave me.
Mm-hmm.
Over in the corner there, I've got two monitors from maybe one of my first jobs that I overstole from my boss. They were VGA. I'm pretty sure they're VGA. I'm pretty sure they're still there. I don't know why they haven't been thrown out. They should, right? I tried to go back mentally. I thought, where are the oldest monitors I have? These are all DVI, HDMI, and the other one. What's the other one? It's got that weird sort of angular.
The new one. It's,
DisplayPort.
Yeah, DP port. Yeah, exactly. Hey, VGA does not exist.
DisplayPort's the best.
It is. Yeah. It is really good. Speaking of which, I was going to say, do you still have that computer?
Yes.
I might tax it off you.
Thank fuck for that.
No, I was going to say.
Can he run Helldivers on it? Please tell me he can. Helldivers 2.
Questionable.
No.
It's only like 20 gig.
What I wanted to do was just do a swap for my hard drive. My hard drives are running.
No, you take
There's
the whole
two
computer.
in there.
Is there?
There's like two. I think it's 2 terabytes.
I was going to do a straight hard drive swap just to get my software so I don't have to do a whole reinstall because it's a pain in the ass. All my media stuff. But do you know what one of the greatest things about the whole move and everything was? Google Drive. I had my computer on for like 10 days straight.
Yeah.
Uploading my whole hard drive. It was like, a terabyte and a half or 800 gig, or whatever it is. The other day, for the first time in 4 weeks, I was sitting around like, what was the name of that fucking song? And I've gone into my phone. I'm like, oh, wait a second. Google Drive, computer. There's my computer.
Yeah.
Pulled it out, got the file, listened to the song for the first time in years. I'm like, oh my God, it's my whole computer.
How good is it?
On my phone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I had a client message me saying, hey, we need this document, blah, blah, blah. Wait a minute. Got the phone out, found the Google Doc. Hey.
Yeah.
Save the doc, here you go, guys. Have the document.
Yeah.
How good is it?
It's amazing, isn't it?
Why did I not do this?
That's what I'm saying. Cloud-based storage is just superior in every way.
In 4 weeks, right, for me having to get up and sit at my desk from 8 o'clock to 11 o'clock at night, always constantly attached to it to do shit, I've not thought about it once. I go to the office when I have to go. It's like, I've got this. I need to sit in front of a computer. outside of that, not even music, man.
Yeah.
I still listen to music. Still got my iPod, still got YouTube running, still got the cloud if I need it, which I don't, clearly.
Yeah.
It's all there. It's like the load.
How much storage do you get on Google Drive?
2 terabytes.
You start, yeah. No, it's more than that, isn't it? It's for, when you start. I think it's mine's at 10. Oh, terabytes. No, hang on.
Terabytes, man. For the year subscription. It's like $7 a month.
The free one is what, though?
I don't know.
One?
It's not, I know that the free one wasn't enough where I said, nah.
Oh, no, I think the free one's 100 gig.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not that much.
Yeah.
I've literally got, I'll tell you now. Hang on a second. Google Drive, I actually added the shortcut to my phone so I can actually see it in real time. Hang on. My computer, blah, 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 going back. Alexandros, here we go. And details and activity. What do we got here? Fuck, this is brilliant, man. Like my whole computer, my life's work is all on this phone, man. Who's got access? I have access.
A whole 7 megabytes.
Yeah. How do you
It's a text file. It's a text file with just all his passwords
Yeah.
in it.
Oh, that's the other thing I signed up to. NordVPN password tracker. I
yeah.
thought finally is the time to do it, man.
Yeah.
Fuck, I can't even bring it up. As in, I don't know how to bring up
That's
just
a
the
game
details.
changer.
The
Password
tracker.
managers, yeah.
You can just export everything across. Remember how you said that you couldn't? You can actually do it.
Yeah, no. Did I say you can't?
Yeah. I asked you, can you just export all the stuff across that's
I
already
lied to you because
pre-existing?
I know you can.
Liar.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's not important. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm at like 800 gig or something.
Okay.
But it's literally like $7 a month, not even.
that's
it's
pretty
less
good.
than $100 a year
Yeah.
or $110 a year.
Nothing.
To have your whole life's work of shit archived.
And you're never at risk of like, is my hard drive going to die? Am I going to lose everything?
Yeah, and it's
never
all
gonna
updated
happen.
in real time.
Yeah.
The second I import documents, bang, it goes up.
Yep.
How long would it? It's mostly for docs, though, isn't it?
No, it's everything.
Everything. Dude, I've got
Files, docs, yeah,
music, games, videos.
Doesn't matter what it is.
everything.
It takes a long time, though, doesn't it?
No.
What's upload speed? That's whatever your upload speed
Yeah.
is.
Oh, yeah. Mine's pretty quick. But yeah, no. Normally it doesn't.
Mine was in an apartment building with a pretty slow connection, and it took me like a week. I just had the computer on just 24/7.
Yeah, you can just drag and drop. It's
Yeah,
literally-
I literally split it up where it was like work files, media files from like my shit, podcast files, and then everything else sort of thing. You know what I mean? Pictures and shit like that.
Okay. I might have to
It was literally like 700 gig, man. Like, and it took a week or something.
upload the entire series of Castle onto it.
Dude, but that's what you could use it for.
Yeah.
Use it for
'Cause
series.
I've just got like multiple external hard drives that are always just
Yeah.
capping out.
No, what
Not
for?
that they're fully capped out, but I like each one's like
The
4 terabytes.
The problem is like, and I used to do the same. I
Videos
used
will
to
take a
always
while.
have 4 terabyte hard drives, externals just lying about, and I still do.
they wear and they
Can die.
erode. Yeah, yeah.
And if they die randomly, you're going to be pretty pissed off that you lost everything.
I've got my three plugged in ones, which same thing. They're 4
Yep.
tera each, and they're like the old series that I used to like. All my South
Yeah.
Park, all my Castle,
Yeah,
all
yeah.
my Smallville, like all my old shows that I,
You
and
go
so
back
then you
to
just
every now
delete,
and then.
yeah, once in a while, like once
Yeah.
every couple of years, and then you just delete them if you don't want them.
Yeah. But I mean, this way, the way he's doing it now, and the way I do it for like work
And say,
mainly.
like you say, if like it's text documents and you upload them onto there, and you modify them, they'll just save on the spot, like it
Yeah.
normally does. Like when you're doing
literally
your Excel.
updates in real time, man.
Yeah, say if, when
There's a
you go
little
in, it
blue
just-
check mark that says, yeah, done. Like,
Okay.
it's gone through. I mean, I'm dealing
probably
primarily
look
with,
into it.
for work, I'm dealing primarily with Word documents, and PDFs. Second I import it in,
Yeah.
bing! You just select the folders that you want to update. So I leave desktop, I leave downloads, I leave all that, like, off the grid. But everything that's critical, everything that's sensitive, all that sort of shit, automatically to the cloud.
I've slowly started making my way to the digital world now.
It's too convenient.
When I was
It
cleaning
is.
out the cupboard, right, I found spindles of blank DVDs. Like, I don't even know what's on these. I haven't had a DVD player in
You can't
years.
get rid of them. You just have to hold on to them.
No, I did.
Just leave them there.
I turfed them. I'm like, this is ridiculous. I don't know. I don't even have a DVD player to play these.
Yeah.
I found a
You
CD.
know what they're used for nowadays? For wogs to put in their gardens,
yeah, the gardens.
to hang my birds away.
Yeah. No, but legit, man. And I'm like, why am I holding? This is just dead weight. When
Yeah.
you've got limited storage, you don't
Yeah.
have fucking room for this, man. It's
true.
You know what I mean? Hard drives. I thought, like, my TV, my surround system on my TV media unit, I bought it when I first moved into Noble, so it's 11 years old. Slowly dying, all right? Speakers kept fading in and out. Like, they're broken. It was fucked. Bit the bullet, threw them out. It hurt me to do it because it was like the nostalgia of, hey, man, this was my first unit. Then I was telling myself, it doesn't even work. It puts you off watching a movie or playing a game.
Yeah.
Bin, right? Threw it all out. I paid like $700 for it 11 years ago. Gone, right? You know what I bought? for $350, $340, I got a soundbar, an LG soundbar. LG, a fucking underrated audio brand. All the components are actually pretty high level. My uncle in Greece was like an audio tech guy, and in his house he had an LG system, which I used to do all my editing and composing when I was there in 2009. And he said to me, don't laugh at the system, it's LG, the components are solid. I'm like, okay, 100% true, right? LG are just a good brand. I bought an LG soundbar for like $350 with a subwoofer. Dude, this thing cranks. It's like a freaking club. I finally hooked it up, wireless Bluetooth sub, which sits at the back of the couch. Press play on some music, some full like G-Funk shit. The house was vibrating, man.
Quick question with soundbars. I've noticed that sometimes we got a soundbar in the back, and ours is a Bose, I think it is.
Bose is a good brand.
No, it's Poke.
I don't know what Poke is.
It's an American brand.
I was tossing up between Bose and LG.
It was Poke because it wasn't Bose. It was Poke.
Yeah.
And I've noticed that like you turn the TV on, it connects through. Sometimes it connects through or like instantly the sound.
Yeah.
But sometimes it can take up to like 2 minutes for the sound to come through the soundbar. Is that like a general soundbar thing?
What do you mean it takes 2 seconds to come through?
So sometimes you turn the TV on and the soundbar automatically turns on, the audio comes through
Yeah, because
instantly.
you've already set it up to set up like that. That's the
Yes,
whole
but
point.
sometimes when you turn the TV on, it can take up to 2 minutes sometimes for the audio to come through the soundbar.
Is it wireless?
No, it's connected via HDMI to the TV.
There's always a delay between soundbar and TV.
Yeah, but 2 minutes.
Depending on the brand, it'll be different. Some brands are straight
2
up.
minutes sounds
2
like-
minutes is excessive.
That's, yeah.
Never heard of Poke, honestly.
Yeah, it's
Polk, yeah?
Polk, yeah.
Yeah, I've never heard of it. Let's look it up.
Yeah.
The GM was found for child sex, charges, and he's John rocking the soundbar. Okay, Poke Audio.
So is the current lieutenant for the Golden Dawn.
Maybe the delay
Okay,
is like
so
it's
here's a good
mining
one.
crypto.
Poke Audio, an audiovisual company supplier in Mulgrave, is temporarily closed.
Oh.
Oh no, it's an American brand.
Yeah, but they've got us a local supplier.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it is 10 o'clock at night.
So a Poke Audio, temporarily closed, like shut down.
Oh, okay.
So a Poke Audio speaker's any good. For the price, these are excellent speakers. Which is better, Bose or Poke? The Poke is better overall sound, dedicated wireless subwoofer provides more bass. Do you have a subwoofer dedicated?
Yeah, it's a wireless. It's the same
It's
thing.
a
Wireless
wireless
one
one
as well. It goes off though.
It goes off.
Yeah, because like it's got dots for how high the volume goes. Goes up to 6 dots, and on 2 dots, the whole back house is just shaking.
It says the Poke is a pretty loud system, is what it's got going for.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I've never heard of it before, man. JBL's better. Poke Audio has a better sound staging, unique adjustable dialogue enhancement feature, blah, 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 blah.
I mean, I can't fault it for the sound or anything. I've never had any issues. It's just that issue of sometimes the audio takes forever to come through.
Maybe it's an ARC HDMI issue.
Could be.
Like sometimes
actual
the
cable
cable
itself.
that you got is low grade, and that's sometimes what happens. That does make a difference with HDMI. And if
Yeah,
it's
it's
not through the
possible.
right port, if it's not an ARC port, which runs audio back and forth. Yeah. So I said troubleshoot it.
Yeah.
Firmware update, do all that sort of shit.
I've got it. It's got it connected to an actual Ethernet cable, so it updates like.
That's strange.
Because you can do it wireless or you can do it thingo, and I've done
You've
it.
got an Ethernet cable permanently connected to your thing?
Yeah.
Oh, the Germans could be listening in.
Maybe he's trying to run ads in those first 2 minutes.
Maybe it's possible.
It's uploading all the data from the night before. Please stand by. It's just, what?
He adjusted his left testicle at about 9:36
There's an
p.m.
inbuilt webcam in the soundbar. Actually, there's an innovation. Would you buy a soundbar with an inbuilt camera?
No.
For?
Just for what's it called? Just for ease of access.
No, hell no.
Really? Do you still think people are like looking through your cameras like at all times?
I mean, you can. You can do it.
I don't know. Do you know why? Because I really don't have any. I don't have any webcams. I have a laptop with a webcam on it.
My
which is always switched off.
webcam has the shutter on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
so-
I got
and
the
it's always
webcam.
down.
Yeah. So the way I see it, there's that infamous picture where Zuckerberg has a little black thing over his
Oh, yeah,
cam.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So if he's got one, I'm putting one.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good point. I mean, people think it's dumb, but it's a good point.
Yeah.
A tech billionaire entrepreneur. I mean, like, that's not why I do it. I know for a fact that you can get into people's webcams. Usually you get notified. Most people have notifications that pop up and say
Senor
something.
Cupcake is now watching you.
Ignore, silence, mute. Ignore, silence, mute. Please pop up.
Unable to.
Then you just get a sudden text bubble. So, what flavour are those popcorn?
No, I'm just thinking, like, out of all the innovations that are out there, would you buy like anything built with a webcam? Because they're doing TVs like that, weren't they?
No.
Weren't they building TVs with webcams built into them?
Not that I remember.
Yeah.
I thought they did. For like
think that's called a
streamers.
laptop.
No, for streamers and shit.
Not a TV. It'd be maybe monitors, I think.
There was like attachments for like the Wii that
Yeah.
they put on the camera on top of the TV and
And for
stuff.
the Xbox.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, I wouldn't. I'm still worried about my phone.
Well, they came out with the Xbox. Remember they said Homeland Security got busted because they were tapping into all American citizens that had Xbox cameras.
Really? Yeah.
For?
Because they can.
Because they can. Do you reckon? Let's just
Yes.
Let's close in on this. all right?
Yes.
We'll close with this.
Okay.
If you had to picture the future of planet Earth, all right? Let's say 50 years from now, 100 years from now, what movie do you reckon it would most resemble?
Terminator 2.
I was going to say, right, like Terminator 2 sort of setting where it's like post-apocalyptic, what's it called? Machines are running the planet and we're running for our lives. Fifth Element, where it's like, you know what I mean? Or like a Blade Runner.
Yeah.
I think more like Demolition Man.
So pretty much what it is now, just over-policed.
Exactly, yeah.
So you reckon we've reached the pinnacle of like
I'm
technology?
just waiting for those seashells, Dim.
I don't think we've reached the pinnacle.
No, but if you had to picture it, yeah, because I mean, you go to the 50s. And
You're saying in 50 years?
in the 50s when they had the Jetsons and the Flintstones, they thought that we'd have flying cars. They
Yeah.
thought we'd have all that shit now.
Technology-wise,
Well, we have technology to do that.
Yeah,
It's just
we
not,
don't. It's not feasible yet.
It will never will be. We have it. We can do it. There's flying cars. There's flying everything.
Yeah, do you remember Seinfeld? Everything up there is a big production.
Yeah. but you can't do it.
because if they wanted to do it, because then that's technically airspace, and then
They have to police the airspace.
they have to police
And it's
airspace. You've got
impossible.
planes going through.
Yeah.
You have to have traffic controllers for planes.
That's what
what you
roads
do
are
for
for.
cars.
You don't
Can
have
you
air
imagine?
roads.
Can you imagine the first day of traffic in the sky?
Move! I gotta get to work.
There's all this ocean space around you.
It's just
You're in a line.
Stuck at a boom
Macca's breaking ends at 11 o'clock.
There'd be a Macca's there.
Someone tries to cut cop car. Pull over. It's just going up and down.
I think
Bye.
technology-wise, I think there'd be a lot of advancements, but I don't know. Like, it'd be interesting to see.
Well, let's be honest. We're probably going to bomb ourselves before 50 years is up.
No, Iran's ready to do it now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying, if you had to picture that world, like 50 to 100 years from now, would it most resemble Terminator 2, or would it resemble The Fifth Element? Or like Cyberpunk, somewhere in the middle?
I think it maybe resemble kind of like
Cyberpunk or like Blade Runner.
It purely depends on how out of control. Not being paranoid here, but how
Akira. There's another one.
That's a bit extreme.
he's not talking the ending. He's talking just like the
okay.
Neon.
I'm
Tokyo.
not talking about the villain, like the big soft toys.
That's actually a good. That's actually a good thing out there, like Neon Tokyo, something like that, probably.
That's what you want to happen. Not necessarily what will happen. It's like cyberpunk Neo.
Yeah.
I'm thinking this. Geishas walking around. Robotic limbs.
Probably more like Cyberpunk, actually. Cyberpunk's more feasible.
So we're going to have smart pistols, you're saying?
I shoot over here, and your head explodes over there.
I'm picturing that Toon Gun from Who Killed Roger Rabbit? Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Oh, yeah.
You ever? Eddie Valiant, how you been? It's just,
Maybe tech-wise, I think, something kind of like, slightly
in our lifetime? I mean, we've got another 30, 40 years.
Well,
Tops.
we are meant to, I think I said this a few podcasts ago, but we're meant to achieve immortality by our 50s.
That's 10 years from us.
By my 50s, sorry.
So that's 16 years from us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what they're estimating.
Immortality?
Yep.
And then the ability to keep...
Yep.
And
Okay.
once again, I'm going to say, in the same tone, they were coming up with the immortal elixir back at the first Chinese emperor, like 2,500 years ago. I think they've got a long
drink
way
your
to
green
go.
tea.
Yeah.
Immortality.
Mercury, was it mercury poisoning?
Yeah. Dude, achieving immortality should not be the end goal. Psychologically, we don't have the...
People are going to be bored. If they're already bored now and they're
bored
doom
now.
scrolling.
I mean,
they're 20 years old now and they're doom scrolling to their deaths.
That's, I think, because people have no purpose in life.
I'll take immortality.
I bring you back to Judge Dredd. What is the meaning of life? It ends. The greatest quote of all time.
So you're saying that you wouldn't opt, if you just took a pill or something, you wouldn't opt to take a pill for immortality?
What for? What for?
I'm not going to answer anything.
No. Honestly.
To see out what happens. I'd be interested to see what happens as we evolve, as technology gets better.
To be physically a part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but remember in Bruce Willis in Death Becomes Her? He says, everyone I know and love will die, and I'll be the only one left.
Well, unfortunately, Bruce Willis is going through his own little situation of not remembering who is living and dying.
He said this in the movie 30 years ago.
Oh, sorry.
You idiot.
That's another topic. We're rehashing a few topics tonight. We brought that because I'm listening to him at the moment, and I'm like, that was episode 142, I believe.
I don't know what it was.
Jesus, Josh.
He had a lot of time in Rosebud. In between those oyster blade steaks.
There is a word.
No.
Chewing through the sinews.
No, but listen. Immortality comes with a caveat, right? It's like, does your body wither and die? Do you remain...
No. You'll only die from...
a gunshot wound to the head.
Exactly. It's not... So they're saying that
Imagine that. You spend your life savings. You take the elixir. Yes! Someone just blows you away.
This is a hold up.
There's a hold up. What?
They're saying that there will be no diseases that kill people. There will be no sicknesses or illnesses that can kill people.
But your body physically deteriorates.
So that is also linked to... I can't remember what it was. You're testing my memory here.
Dude, every second I spend talking to you people in this room, I'm losing minutes of my life.
No, that's brain cells. So there's a specific thing. Atrophy. When the atrophy happens to your body, there's like a specific chemical that you can actually take that slows that process down. And, who knows at the end of the day, but they're saying that within the next 16 to 20 year period,
the body self-repairs up until you become 30, I think it believes.
We're all over 30.
Yeah, but just
for the record. Just for the record.
I think it's like within 6 months. I think it's within 6 months. The cells that make up who you are within 6 months are not the same cells. Because your body is constantly shedding.
Yeah, but your DNA doesn't change.
No. But what I'm saying is the body is constantly renewing itself.
Autophagy.
Whatever that is. But then at a certain point, it just stops. And they can't figure out why. And then it's like, well, why? Like, it starts and goes and it's fine. And then once we hit a certain age, their body just stops renewing itself how it used to. And it's like, well, if they
you
can
figure out that, yeah.
You figure that out. I don't know.
Anyway, it harkens back to what I said.
Harkens.
We're also being cooked on the inside.
Word of the day, toilet paper. Harkens. Nice.
Yeah, we have to keep in mind that there is that cooked factor.
Yes, cooked.
That's not the point. The point is what's the benefit? We're just going to overpopulate the planet.
No, you wouldn't have kids anymore.
That's your favourite word.
What? So that means that the generation that stays...
Suicide?
Oh, eugenics.
He said it, not me.
Oh.
Yeah, but that means that the generation that's on the planet at that point is what you're stuck with.
Isn't that what Futurama was about? They had suicide booths for people that were like, I'm
They have that in Canada right now.
Suicide booths?
Yeah.
No, they don't.
Not booths, but there's like, you can just kill yourself.
No, there's assisted suicide if you're...
But I'm pretty sure
certain countries as well in Europe, but Canada's pushing it. And there was a woman in Canada who just wants to kill herself because she's just bored with life.
Good luck.
I'm okay with that, honestly. If people want to do that,
I think your life is your own. If you want to take it, that's yours.
I agree.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it. As long as you don't do it on the street or something, just go on,
No, but like that's meaningless. If you're bored with life and you just want to kill yourself, you're an idiot.
Well, no, I mean...
You're going to find a way to knock yourself off.
That's just no purpose in life.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's a big issue with
Some
people nowadays.
Just get tired.
They just have no purpose.
Or they've got no purpose. Go and walk into the ocean. feed the fish.
Kill yourself like that.
That's
man.
episode 142 as well. Walk into the ocean.
You know what this is telling me?
Get Rosebud.
We're done here.
And then appear in Japan when we fake our deaths. That's 1:42. I'm listening to it right now.
Buy us a coffee.
No.
You're fucked.
I'm serious.
We never even answered the question about Blade Runner versus Terminator 2.
It depends on AI.
It depends. Yeah, on AI, but I think as well, like, things will change, like, in general, the way the world is at the moment, there's a push for a certain way. I think there'll be a tipping point, a turning point, and I think there'll be some I think there will definitely be some big war, for sure.
You also saw that the first implant got done for,
that guy, yeah.
Is he paraplegic?
I think he was paraplegic or he had some form of disability, and Musk...
they did the first implant.
Yeah. How's he reacting to it?
I was at this stage really
He's
well.
talking in binary.
10111011.
What's your name? 10111011.
You know how long that would take to get through a name?
15 minutes later.
One.
Supposedly he's loving it.
Really?
Yeah.
As in,
So what did he... But, sorry,
Hang
so
on,
what was
let's have a
his
look.
implant?
Hang on.
What does it do?
First.
I haven't looked too far into it, to be
So
fair.
he's just been given an implant. We don't know what it does.
It's supposed to enhance, I think, supposed to enhance his...
February 20th. The first human patient implanted with a brain chip from Neuralink appears to have fully recovered and is able to control a computer mouse using their thoughts.
Okay, so now, for a fact, when people have, like, an operation and they have to get a transplant, like another organ or pacemaker or anything, the body naturally rejects foreign objects.
Yeah.
Even if it's a digit replaced on your thumb, they have to be on medication for life to make the body accept that. So I'm assuming there'd be some sort of medication that the body would have to take in order to not reject that neuron chip.
Possible. I mean, these are pretty sick people that they're trying it on. Like, this guy is obviously...
Oh, okay. I thought it was just
they're not trying it on
volunteer.
healthy people. They're trying it on people
So the dude's
who...
going to die in like 6 months
so
anyway.
basically...
No, I'm not sure, but he's a paraplegic. Like, he's
Oh, I thought you meant it was just like they're just trying
From
to make...
here down.
Oh, I thought you meant like some dude just wants to
No,
control a mouse.
What they know is that this Neuralink thing was in order to move a mouse cursor like around on a screen using brain signals. All right. So think of it like this: it's to treat Musk's grand ambitions for Neuralink, saying it was to facilitate speedy surgical insertion of its chips to treat conditions like obesity, autism, depression, schizophrenia. Telepathy, the first product in its series, is the first product. Enables control of your phone or computer and through them almost any device just by thinking. Initial users will be those who have lost the use of their limbs. So imagine if Stephen Hawking could communicate faster than a speed typist or auctioneer. That is the goal.
Did you see those dudes when the AR Google thingy came out? Did we talk about that last time? And they're like two dudes are sitting at a cafe and they've got these massive goggles on.
Oh, yeah.
We did talk about that, yeah? And they're like, swiping nothing.
And
Okay.
we're like, this is what society is now.
well, if that goes down that route, definitely cyberpunk, 100%.
Yeah.
And then, like, basically people, what is it called when they have those outbursts of anger and they're like, psychosis.
Cyber psychosis, yeah. But basically people are getting augmented to have, and again, like, they could incorporate some kind of AI at some point into this tech, into his brain that will
So essentially,
just tell him
people
to
become
stand up.
augmented. They'll have all this technology. Then all someone has to do is just drop a
Bomb?
that cancels electricity. What do they call them?
Oh, EMP.
Just drop an EMP and they've done.
That's
Easy.
true. Yeah.
Knock everyone out. Done.
You reckon it's going to get to that?
Well, if that's the point, then you don't even need to blow things up anymore. You just cancel out people's...
It's the Matrix.
Then you're assuming that the only
EMPs are
motive-
temporary, though, I'm pretty sure.
yeah, but I'm sure
but
they could bring out something.
The
that
problem with that is that you're assuming that it's automatically going to be nefarious.
No,
Have you seen what the world is like?
No, I'm saying, like, if something gets created, there's obviously going to be somebody that's going to create something against it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not saying that people... Oh, of course, anything that can be made money from, of course there's going to be nefarious
Can you
people
imagine if this is
trying
all
to make more
a
money from
plan?
it?
He implants like a bunch of disabled,
Yeah,
sick,
yeah.
and then normal people eventually get onto it, and they're all like got this chip in their brain. Then he's like, "All right, switch on. I'm taking over the world."
That's literally the Kingsman story.
Yeah.
Have you seen the Kingsman?
No.
It's like white noise and they all buy the
Yeah.
phones and they all just become,
So Musk is going to be king of the world.
I mean, he already is.
He already is, isn't he?
Yeah, he already is.
It,
But he's going to have an army.
A willing army.
A willing
Well,
army.
Technically.
Oh, useful stupid. Stupid
useful idiots.
Useful idiots.
Useful idiots. That's the agenda of the woke thing.
That's it.
To eventually get them on the Neuralink and then use them for these subjugation. So that's where we're headed. It's not T2, it's not cyberpunk. It's Musk flicking a switch and everyone just doing what he wants.
Mr. Burns.
Yeah, excellent.
I'm done.
Somebody ring the dingster!
Hold up.